All right, let's move on to the arms. I'm going to pop a motion trail on each arm. And see what it's doing. And you can see one's pretty much going right back and forth. This one has a little bit more of a circle in there. It's not terrible. And I think because I didn't pull this arm in at this point in time, and on 16, I did pull it in. But on this one, I didn't pull it in. So I think if I pulled that in, I'm going to create more of that circle effect. I kind of like the circle a little bit more than the straight line, but you can kind of go either way. It's creating that nice, it's like I said, more of an oval shape. You can go in if you really want it straight, you could. But as you can see, watching that arm swing back, it feels overall pretty good. I guess one thing what I could do is pull this in on the key pose. It's a little bit further back. I have to paste it to the other spot. Now it's kind of creating more of that straight line effect. Push this in a little bit more. I don't want it clipping through the body, and it's not. And on the way back. All right, so it's a little bit tighter. That's definitely looking nice. This arm overall is working pretty well on the other side. But that's one way to kind of double check to see that you're getting things swinging in the right direction. After that, you can offset the arms to give a little bit more drag and follow through. Because right now everything's kind of coming up and coming down. I selected both of them, the motion trails, and deleted them. Now I'm going to select my hands and elbows and shoulders. I'm going to go into my graph editor, select everything, move it over a frame, deselect, 2 frames, deselect the elbows, 1, 2, 3 frames. And now there's a little bit more follow through for the arms. Interesting. I'm going to undo that for a moment. Not sure if I went the wrong way at one point in time. This wrist is kind of coming back. I think I need to push that forward so it drags it. Got that one. I'll double check this side. Yep, all right. Let me give it one more shot. Shoulders, elbows, hands. Offset a frame, 2 frames, 1, 2, 3 frames. Excellent. You could, if you were animating your fingers, you can deselect your, did I deselect this wrist too? This wrist never went offset. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. All right, so the arms are done and offset. I'm now going to jump to the head. The head, I want to bobble. When he kind of comes down, I want the head to react to that down motion. So the easiest way I found to do this is using animation layers, because right now we have rotation on the X here. I'm a little shocked that it's coming down here. If I delete this, I'm going to leave it as is though. But we have curvature in here that I don't want to mess up at all or modify. /change. So I'm going to go to the animation layer, create a new layer. Call this headbob. and it creates an empty layer. I'm going to drop keys on my key poses and my breakdowns. 16, 32, 39, 23, and 7. And they're just keys or markers to always kind of return back. So the lift is a little bit like, I'm not like, it's not the best to kind of, it's a little harder to figure out what the head's doing. After here, it kind of makes sense to know how the head should be reacting. As you're coming down, I'm going to stay on my side view and rotate it up. See it come up here. And then you see it pop back down. On 25, I'm going to move it down. Delete 23. And you see how it comes down. And then 2 frames later, I'll probably have it come up a little bit. Too much. Delete it again. Let me pull it up. There we go. So you have this little bounce in there. Now I want to apply this bounce for the other one. And I can use the bounce here and copy it over there, but it's a little trickier. I have to drop a key on 23. And then I have to realize that this is my key pose. This is my key pose. I have to I can use this as a frame of reference. And I have to copy these keys. You don't want a middle mouse drag because middle mouse dragging on an animation layer takes the entire pose, not the information you just applied here. So you need to copy it and then paste it the keyframe before. Copy the key pose and paste it on the other key pose. And the other one over here. Copy 25, which is 2 frames after the key pose, so which is 9. And 27. Copy and paste. So this is the gravy curvature that we've gotten. But now when he takes a step, his head reacts to that step. And here's another cool part. Say you want that a little bit less. Well, just like Photoshop layers, you can change down the opacity. You can do that to animation layers. Here's the weight for that layer. I can cut it in half. Or even less. And so it's basically not even noticeable. Kind of like the overall head bob in there, so I'm going to keep it at full. And now he's pretty much done. I'm going to make him walk away. And then I'm going to bring a camera into the scene and have the camera track him and go around him. Save your scene. In the next video, let's make him walk. Actually walk away.